Today I turned 72 and, it took me years to realize what I'm about to tell you in the next 15 minutes. I'm not a guru, and I'm not perfect. I'm just a guy who's made a lot of mistakes and picked up a few lessons along the way. When you're young, you think time goes on forever. At 72, you realize it doesn't. So today, think of this as a conversation with your future self. So, let me start at the beginning. When I was young, I thought being right was everything. I would argue politics, work, relationships, anything, just to prove a point. What I eventually learned is this: it's usually better to be nice than right. Being right cost me friendships, strained family gatherings, and turned simple conversations into battles no one really won. If you're young and watching this, ask yourself during your next argument, do I want to win? Or do I want to keep this person? Kindness keeps people. Ego pushes them away. In my 20s and 30s, I bought the dream that more work automatically meant more success. So I worked long hours, 7 in the morning to 7 at night, and I wore it like a badge of honor. Years later, I realized something painful. Working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. isn't productivity, it's guilt. I wasn't working that hard because it was necessary. I was working that hard because I was scared of failing, scared of not being enough. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. That part is true. But there's a difference between focused effort and hiding from your life behind your work. Ask yourself, are you working towards something that matters, or are you just avoiding something that hurts? One of the best decisions I ever made started small, just 30 minutes a day. I picked a passion project and said, all right, just half an hour, no excuses. And work on a passion project, even just 30 minutes a day, it compounds. At first, it felt like nothing, but days turned into weeks and weeks into years. And that tiny block of time changed my skills, my career, and my confidence. If there's something you love, music, coding, drawing, writing, give it 30 minutes a day. You won't notice the change tomorrow, but in 5 years, people will call you talented, and you'll know it was just daily, boring consistency. For a long time, success meant titles and money to me. Then one day someone said, you know what I like about you? You're useful. That stuck. To be really successful, become useful. Learn things that actually help other people. Fix problems. Show up when it's inconvenient. If you don't choose your own path, someone else will choose it for you. For years, I walked a path others thought was right for me. Safe jobs, safe choices. The day I started asking, what do I actually want? Was the day my life became mine. Write your life plan with a pencil that has an eraser. It's okay to change careers, relationships, cities. You're not a tree you can move. There was a period where I spent way too much time comparing myself to other people. They had nicer cars, bigger houses, more impressive careers. Envy is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. All it did was slowly kill my own joy. People aren't thinking about you as much as you think. Most of them are too busy worrying about themselves, just like you. The moment you stop living for their approval, life gets a lot lighter. If there is one emotional skill that changed my life the most, it's gratitude. Not the fake kind you post online, but the quiet kind you practice when no one's looking. Being grateful is a cheat sheet for happiness. On bad days, I started listing 3 things I was thankful for, sometimes as simple as, I woke up, I have coffee, I can walk. It sounds silly, but it rewires your brain over time. You start noticing what's present instead of what's missing. If you take anything from me, then take this. Become a lifelong learner. Curiosity keeps you young. The moment you think you know everything, you start aging on the inside. Read books, ask questions, hang around people who are smarter or more skilled than you. The emptiest head rattles the loudest, and there's a lot of rattling these days. Try new things. If it doesn't work out, stop. At least you tried. You don't need to finish every book or stick with every hobby forever. The point is to stay open, not to collect trophies. Let's talk about money for a second. You need enough to live, save, and have some margin, that's true. But it's not how much money you make, it's how much you keep. Chasing status purchases will keep you broke and stressed. Meanwhile, quiet, consistent saving will give you freedom later. The expense of something special is forgotten quickly. The experience lasts a lifetime. Do it. Spend on memories with people you love. And for the record, feeling good is better than that third slice of pizza. Your body is the one home you can't move out of. Treat it kindly. There was a time I cared a lot about accomplishments, titles, awards, numbers. Over the years, those faded. Some companies don't exist anymore. Some plaques are in boxes. Who you become is more important than what you accomplish. Your character, your integrity, your kindness. That's what people remember when you leave the room. When people describe you after you're gone, they won't lead with your job title. They'll say, "She was generous," or "He always showed up when it mattered." That's the real scoreboard. There were grudges I held for years, people who hurt me, opportunities I lost, mistakes I made. If you don't let some things go, they eat you alive. Forgiveness isn't saying, "Was okay." It's saying, "I won't carry this anymore." I try to spend 12 minutes a day in quiet reflection, meditation, or prayer. No phone, no music. Just sit with yourself. Some days you'll find peace, other days you'll find discomfort, but both will teach you something. If you think you have it tough, look around. There is always someone carrying a load heavier than yours, often silently. That doesn't mean your pain doesn't matter. It just means you're not alone in it. And sometimes the fastest way to feel better is to help someone else. One hand washes the other, and together they get clean. Help someone else. You'll be amazed how often lifting someone up ends up lifting you too. There are always going to be obstacles in your life, especially if you go after big things. Obstacles don't mean you're on the wrong path. Sometimes they mean you're on a path worth walking. Nobody gets to their deathbed and says, "I'm sorry for trying so many things." What people regret is not trying, staying safe, and letting fear make all their decisions. So start the business, switch careers, move cities. It's only over when you say it is. There's one rule I wish I had followed earlier. Envy, criticize, blame, or complain. Criticizing puts distance between you and others. Blaming takes away your power. Complaining convinces your brain you are helpless. Instead, focus on what you can control. Your attitude, your effort, the way you treat people. These are yours to manage, even when life feels chaotic. If you're lucky enough to get up to my age, the view becomes more clear. You see patterns you couldn't see when you were busy rushing from one thing to the next. It may seem like nothing good is happening to you right now, or just the opposite, like everything is going perfectly. Both will probably change over time. Life moves in seasons. The bad ones don't last forever, and the good ones shouldn't be taken for granted. I'm still working, at least fractionally, and I'm still here talking to strangers on the internet because business and people are my mojo. At 72, connection matters more to me than achievement. So that's 72 years compressed into about 15 minutes of stories and lessons. If even one of these ideas sticks with you and saves you a few years of regret, then this has been worth it. Remember to be kind more than you're right. Keep learning, let go of what's poisoning you, and help someone else when you can. Who you become matters more than what you collect along the way. Now it's your turn. Drop one thing you know to be true in the comments. Something life has taught you so far. We're all learning together, no matter our age.